Alright, I'm back for part 2 of day 2 for our 2-day Softcore 2018 standard run. So we left off where we were about to go to the middle chamber of the ancient pyramid, so let's head there now. Let's just double check where we're at here. Okay, we're okay there. We're going to hit the middle chamber, and we had, what, couple tangles of rat tails, I think. We got the asp first, so we're going to bumper the asp. And let's just check the guide. See what our banishes are at. We have 2 darts and 2 snook bombs remaining. So doesn't really matter which one we use on the servant. So let's trank dart him. Then we'll close out the guide. And there's the tomb rat. Let's see. We have, 2 tangles of rat tails. So let's use that. And that got us 3 more ratchets from those ratchet rats in the tomb. We're going to use our other tangle of rat tails here and then kill that Tomb Rat King as well. And that gets us 9, 3 wheels and 6 ratchets. 9 items for the wheel so far to spin the wheel. There's our last ratchet. You know, I'm pretty sure, weren't Rat Kings just all like a bunch of rats whose tails and stuff were all stuck together by fecal matter and like decaying matter from other things, something nasty like that. So at this point we're going to pick up plenty of ratchets. That's okay because we can sell the extra ones in the mall or save them if we ever need to pull them in a future softcore run. Let's see, we're reasonably close to level 13. I think we'll be okay with getting there, but let's just do the Robin for a little bit anyway. And there we go, another rat. We'll kill that dirty rat. Under control, there we go. Alright, we'll head to the control room. If you don't already know, the pattern is spin 3 times, then go to the control room, spin 4 times, not the control room, but the lower chambers, then return to the control room, and then 3 more times. So 3, 4, 3. So we're going to do our 3 wheels. Head to lower chambers, go back to the control room, use 4 ratchets. Head down to lower chambers again. And then go back to the control room one more time and use 3 more ratchets on the wheel. Alright, now let's go kill Ed. I'm gonna knock you back into the Stone Age. It's the Bronze Age, actually. Leftover pasty, nice. We can use that. Actually, I don't think we can. We can indeed use it. Awesome. Yep, snow globes, the gift that never stops giving. Sometimes. Usually you just get a bunch of not very useful stuff. Although I guess if you don't have a source of epic food and booze, the food and booze you get from it on a regular basis is usually good or awesome stuff, so that could be helpful. So if you have a snow globe, make sure you use it. It's one of those items that's auto-pulled when you start a new life. Alright. Let's head to the Orc Chasm and build a bridge across it. Then we'll cross the chasm and talk to the Highland Lord. Now, we need to up our monster level. Let's go to the big mountains, visit the Space Gate facility, get an emotional vaccine. Let's just see what we got suggested to us here. That seems a bit far-fetched there. That's not correct at all. There's no way that's going to give us 35. Anyway. Yeah. I think Mafia's confused. Let's just go to the garbage tote. Grab a mass of tinsel and we'll put those on. Why is our monster level counter? There we go. Just had to refresh. Okay, 109 is sufficient for the oil peak, so we're going to visit our Aston Martin and we're going to do oil peak driving, which is driving wastefully. We'll switch back to our tot in the ninja costume and then visit the oil peak. We're going to need 12 bubbling crudes. If you're doing the cod piece from the foundry, you'll get crude from that if you wring it out. So that's something that is a potential benefit here. This should be our last ghost, right? Or did we fight one too many? Nope, that's our last ghost. All right, let's make our digital key. And then before we go to the oil peak, we will head over to the witches set. And we're going to digitize a knight. Since we haven't eaten yet, that will benefit us more than doing a bishop. Could do a rook if you were needing to level and you needed the extra monster level. In fact, let's kill a rook real quick because we're going to want to up that monster level a bit more in a second here. Alright, let's go back to the oil peak. Let's go back to the oil peak. There we go. Alright, so you want your monster level to be high enough that you're fighting an oil cartel each time. There's sleaze monsters, so for some reason you want sleaze. Jelly, you could use your jellyfish here. But I prefer to just keep the item drops above 300 here by using my tot. We'll most likely have enough crude before we even ignite the peak. And if you have the Aston Martin that's driving wastefully, you'll see here the rumbling, groaning peak beneath you relaxes a little and stays still and quiet like the ground ought to be. The pressure on the peak seems to have dropped significantly, at least for now. The Aston Martin's windshield wipers go freak freak as they clean off the oil rain that's sploshing out of a sprinkler on the roof of the car. Yeah. So, there we go. Let's kill another oil cartel. That puts us at 9 bubbling crude, and the pressure is at 101. If you really wanted to, you could go to the Twin Peak and try to get the dress pants first. You can't complete the Twin Peak until you have the jar of oil, though, of course. Confounded. That's only 11 crude. And those dress pants, if you wear them, make the pressure go down faster, slightly. Not really worth it, though. You could pull them, too, since we're in softcore. But I've never really had to worry about getting enough, getting the pressure used in time before we get the jar of oil. So I don't recommend doing that. unless you're struggling with item drops or something that's making it more challenging. So let's put on our gravy boat. We're going to keep our tinsel tights on, and we're going to want a nice balance of monster level and combat encounters. So in that respect, taking the cardigan is a valid strategy on day 2, even though we were already level 12, because you can use it right then. And then you'd be able to use the pentagram pants to get the extra combat encounter drop. And alright, nothing good for that, so let's do the monster level. We should have our Greek fire, and we could use a hard-boiled egg or Falcon Maltese liquor, but that puts us at 134 monster level, which is good enough. So let's hit this, and let's fuel up our car. Alright, come on. Fuel the car up. Do it. Okay. We're going to... Oh, shoot. Click the wrong one. What an idiot. Let's do that again. Luckily, one buff is pretty cheap. Alright, there we go. We're going to drive stealthily, not observantly. Double check that we got the gravy boat on. And then we will switch to our space jellyfish, just in case we can extract some jelly. We'll do the defog cranny, and as luck would have it, we get the non-combat that we're hoping for first. We're going to open the rattling drawer. Let's try to extract some jelly. Nope. Then we'll lunge. And this is an area where using some stench jelly is a valid strategy. We have 4 stench jellies. Where are we at? Pulls, 9 pulls left. Twin Peak and this place are the only places that we need stench jelly for still. But we can also pull rusty hedge trimmers to use at Twin Peak. But it's easier to farm the jelly and run to do it when possible. So combat encounters are at 29. Just to be safe, let's go ahead and use a stench jelly. We'll adventure here again, and we should get that same... Actually, we're going to get a digitized monster. So we should still get that non-combat right after this. Let's open the rattling drawer again. Let's attempt to extract some jelly again. No go. Alright, we'll kill him. And that should drop our evilness enough. So we'll adventure again. And then we'll kill that ghoul. Alright, now something you could do here is save your third digitize. Instead of digitizing a witch's piece, go to the alcove and digitize a modern zombie once you encounter the first one. That is a valid way to get that out of the way. We're not going to do that though. Let's switch back to our tot. And then let's finish up the nook here. Oh, actually, let's put our pentagram pants back on first. Our pentagram pants. And our item drops are 380. That should be sufficient. Let's see what happens. To get an evil eye each time. And you're going to use the evil eye. And using the evil eye and killing one of those with the gravy boat should reduce the evilness by 5 per combat. If you're combining the 3 you get from the evil eye with the monster. We could go drive observantly again. For real this time. To get another 50% to that item drop. But I think we're going to be okay. Hopefully. I don't get proven wrong here. The evil eye is at base 20 for item drops. So you can do the math if you want to see what our odds are of getting it dropped at plus 380% item drops is. Alright, one more should do it. No, actually, it's going to be 2 more. Spiny skeleton. That takes us down to 76. So we got to kill 1 more thing here. And so this time, it doesn't even matter if we get an evil eye or not, because killing the monster will take us down by 2 points anyway. But let's just use that evil eye since they're going to disappear when we ascend as it is. Now we'll return to the Nook. And since we used our 3rd digitize on a witch's piece, and so we can't use it on a modern zombie, I'm going to save the defiled alcove for the end of this run and do that right before we do the lair so that the initiative boost will carry over. You'll see what I'm talking about if you don't already know once we get to it. Alright, let's get that gravy boat off of our head. And actually, we'll go to the garbage tote and get that water use tape back. I hope I didn't miss a paranormal activity alert in the haunted wine cellar. Oh, where am I going? Here it is. We'll rummage through the tote, grab some used tape, and equip that. Then let's go to the Twin Peak. This first intro here will get us in the zone so that we can use this stench jelly to get the non-combats right away. We're going to search the pantry, search the shelves, and then let's put on our love earrings and just double check. We have stench resistance of 5. That is sufficient. We'll use another stench jelly and then return to the peak. Alright, let's investigate the room and that nasty dead body. Then we'll use another stench jelly. And then this time we're going to follow the faint sound of music, examine the painting, and mingle with the party. Alright, what is our initiative at? Plus 95. And we have 9 pulls left. What is the price difference between the rusty hedge trimmers? Yeah, that's got to be cheaper than stench jelly for sure. So we'll pull some hedge trimmers and then we'll use them. And that should finish up the Twin Peak. There we go. We got our gold wedding ring. We could have also put the candy corn costume on our tot instead of the love earrings. We will actually do that shortly here anyway. Alright, so we'll hit Abu Peak. And our goal here is to get 3 Abu clues before we get to 90% hauntedness. You can bust these ghosts as well. Keep in mind that busting the ghosts is going to cost you more HP than just killing them other ways, probably. In fact, let's just go ahead and let Wham do it. That hurt a lot more than the other fight did. Took us down to 791. You can see we lost 132, 68, and then 132. So, and we have 2 clues. If we had another clover at this point, I would just clover the next turn to get 4 clues total. That can get us through. But we don't, so point is moot. So let's fight another ghost. There's another clue. And then we just need to do 1 more combat here to get down to 90%. Or we could do it after the 3 clues if you prefer. Doesn't really matter. We're going to use that clue. And then let's see what we can do for cold res and spooky res combined. switch this to creatable, and then buy and equip the little candy corn costume. And let's do Sauce Sphere, Scary Sauce, and Astral Shell. May as well use some orbs since we have 3. Alright, that puts our cold res at 17, spooky res at 19. That should be good enough. Let's restore HP. And then adventure at the peak. And we're going to do the top option each time. And we cleared all the ghosts. Restore your HP at this point if you need to. And then use another clue and return to the peak. Once again, we're going to do the top option each time. If you're worried about it, or if you have to be worried about it, Mafia does tell you right here how much damage you're going to take for each choice. So if you have to, you can flee the scene. I would, advise trying to not have to do that because it's going to waste part of the clue, of course. That's awesome. I'm glad he's liking that path. Zombie Master, or Zombie Slayer, is one of my favorite paths in this game. Alright, so we've used 3 clues, and you can see Abu peaks down to no hauntedness, so we'll adventure there one more time to light the pyre. Alright, we did it. So, like your mom, it wasn't pretty, and unlike your mom, it wasn't easy, but we did it. Let's go talk to the Highland Lord. Now all we got left is to finish the war and then finish the crypt. So let's we have 1 wish left that we can use when we get to the lair if we need to. Let's time spin a pirate to get that little pirate costume. Don't time spin the clingy pirate and then let Wham run that, because Wham will banish the pirate with a cocktail napkin and anything else that you set to be banished automatically. If you try to time spin those fights and hit the script, Wham's going to banish them. Alright, let's put on our frat gear. And then we'll head to the mysterious island of mystery. We'll turn in the flyer quest. And let's go to the junkyard, pick up the mission from Yossarian the Junk Man. Restore HP real quick. And let's just double check that we have the appropriate things equipped. We do not. We're going to put on our cowboy boots and our Kremlin's greatest briefcase. Actually, we don't want the jellyfish. Let's just do the Robart Tender. Alright, we'll go to the barrel with something burning in it. And we're going to get our next night. We're at 49 adventures, so we don't need to eat anything yet, but we're going to want to eat that jumping horseradish before we do the nun quest. Alright, so there's the AMC Gremlin. I think last time we did a trank dart, so we'll smoke bomb that one. And let's just check and see if our bumper's ready. It is. So let's go fuel up our car. And we'll fuel it up to 50. No, we want to sell that later. We'll do that, convert, and the Gulag quiche didn't work because we don't have any Gulags. Do have ghoul ears though. And unidentified jerky. Alright. What's that give us? 107 fuel. We're good to go there. Let's head to the barrel. And we get the hammer right away. Awesome. Nice, nice. These gremlins can be very irritating sometimes. So, little tip, when you get the weapon or the hammer, whatever tool you need, you don't need to go back to Ysarian right away. You can just go straight onto the next area. So we're going to go to over where the old tires are. And we're looking for that brainy gremlin here. And he gives us that message using random junk to make an automatic eyeball peeler. That means he doesn't have the weapon. So let's macro, and we get another one. And I'm just going to funk sling the dictionary and the magnet over and over until we get either the indication that he doesn't have the tool we need, or he finally whips out his tool. All right, he pulled his tool out, so let's take it from him. Then we'll go to the abandoned refrigerator, and lo and behold, we get the pliers right away. All right, let's go on over to the rusted out car, and we get the wrong gremlin, so we're going to use the bumper on him this time. And now we get the vegetable gremlin. That's what we want. So let's start funk slinging. And we probably won't get the tool right away. Yep. Picks a radish off itself and tosses at you. And you get run over by a horse. So we're going to macro. And let's continue funk slinging. There we go. We got a screwdriver. Where'd I get a vodka and orange juice? Oh, it's a regular screwdriver. Okay. Then we go to Ysarian and turn that in. All right, now we could step onto the battlefield and adventure a little bit to open up the nunnery, but we're not going to do that. What we're going to do instead is head over to storage, and let's pull a few more cornucopias. We'll just do 5 for now. Then we'll use them to get those sweet cashews. Head on over to the, look at that. See, we got 5 from that one, 3, 5, and then this stupid cornucopia there let us down by only giving us 2. Then we got 4. That's what I'm talking about. So we'll head over to Creatable, do 6 stuffing fluffers, crate, and use all 6 of them, and wait for that to process and see what difference we get here. We're at 152 hippies defeated right now. We want to either fight enough to get enough gear to sell to get healing items, or save enough pulls to pull healing items to deal with the shadow. But we're at 3 pulls left, and that's not enough to pull healing items for the shadow anyway. So let's see where we're at. We're at 414, so the nunnery is definitely open. So let's visit the nuns. We'll swap out our familiar to our tot and put our tot in the pirate costume. We're going to switch to our love earrings and gold detective badge. Gold detective badge. Kind of turned into one word there. Detective badge. All right, and hit our campground, go to our car, and we're going to drive observantly. Let's head to our inventory, and let's check our Kremlin's greatest briefcase, and let's just see if we can get that meat buff. A view to some meat. There we go. All right. Let's go to our food section. And is it worth it? I mean, we don't really need the Eterns because we have plenty of adventures to finish. So yeah, we won't pull any milk. So let's just eat those 3 horseradish shy and bypass eating anything else. We could eat some potatoes or something else to get Thanksgiving. That's going to give us a variable meat buff. I don't even remember how that works. Let's see what the wiki says. plus 40. The description for this buff is misleading. The actual values you will receive the first time you eat one of the foods which gives it are plus 80. The effect will increase the strength of its meat item and familiar weight bonuses, as well as add and increase resistances for every different cooked cornucopia food item consumed that day. So we can eat one and get plus 80 to meat, if I am understanding that correctly. Let's go ahead and we're at 710. Let's consume one and see. We don't want to consume two because it says that consuming different items increases it. Yeah, that does take up to 790. That's definitely worth it. So let's go get a Winkler concert there. And if we had been running our internet, we could try to summon a demon. We'll enhance from our terminal. And then let's just see what we've forgotten so far. All right, let's switch our mood. That takes us up to 950. And some of this stuff we can't do because we had to have the frat gear on still. Bind a zombie. We can do that too. Let's hit creatable just to double check. Don't have enough candy to do sweet synthesis. That would be a nice plus 300% buff to it. But Mafia thinks we're at 960. Let's see what. That's 8 to 12 turns. We could use a wish to drop that down to below 10, most likely. What are we even at for turns? 386. Yeah, there's no way we're going to end up under 420 at this rate. So let's go ahead and just, let's see. So if we use this, we're probably going to, we'll get, where is it? Plus 200% to meet. We'll probably reduce our turns in nunnery to like 7 to 10. That's going to save us like 5 turns at most. Whereas if we pull another cornucopia, we're going to save like, what, 4 turns on the battlefield. But then we won't have this wish for the layer if we need it for the stat test. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do the nunnery like this. Them are hills. Let's see how many times this takes. All right, we got 10,000 off of that one. So at this rate, it's going to be 10 turns, roughly. Yep, we got another, well, 11,000 that time. 10. And that's number 3. That's number 4. We got about 11. Yeah, 11 that time. Number 5. Gives us another 11. Number 6. 9,000 meat. This bastard. $9,000 meat again. Okay. One more turn. And I got distracted by chat and lost track of my count. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, it was 10. Alright, so we have 414 hippies defeated. If you have the guide, it will tell you how many turns left on the battlefield. We have 19 turns there to go. What we can do is we'll pull 2 more cornucopias. I'm going to reserve a pull. Two more cornucopias. And do 2 more stuffing fluffers. We got 3 out of that one. Nice. That's even after eating something. Of course, now we probably don't have any cashews. We do have 1 cashew. Okay, so we've after the sleaze test, we can make a casserole dish for a shirt. All right, so let's head back to the mysterious island of mystery. We're at 556. That reduced it by 5 turns. Wow, only 5 turns. That seems weird. Well, that wasn't really worth it, was it? Okay, well, let's switch to our space jellyfish. I guess it's relative once we're up to 32 hippies per. Each turn is basically like using a stuffing fluffer anyway, right? Okay, so we'll step onto the battlefield. And our item drops are 315. That should be good enough. Let's actually swap these out for Kremlin's greatest briefcase. And shoot, you know what we didn't do? That was dumb. We should have did a consult with the meatsmith at Madame Zatara's. I still haven't used that in the non-meat quest yet because I keep forgetting to do it. I think we get a plus 50% to meat from doing that for 100 adventures. Something like that. Anyway, too late now. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. We're going to continue here. We're doing the jellyfish so that we can get some stench jelly for future use. Possibly. We'll see what happens. And these are kind of boring turns. So you can always automate it if you want. Just make sure you don't get beat up. I'm just going to hit 13 into the little box there and hit begin. And we were at 820 for our HP, so I think that's good enough for us to survive. Yet we did survive. So now we're going to visit our quartermaster, and we will sell almost everything. We'll keep that and that, and we'll keep those. We'll keep those, of course. Sell everything else. All right. Still visiting the quartermaster. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's just get our gauze garters. We'll close that out. And let's restore our HP first. We got 5 jellies harvested, so that's not too bad. I mean, we had 2 already, but that means we have... That's not going to tell us the right amount. We have 3. Okay. Let's put on... No, we'll just keep our jellyfish on. Okay, let's go kill the guy. Oh, it's already been brought in. And he's dead already. Okay, we'll go to the council. And then we are going to switch to our oily worm. And buff up our initiative as much as we can. Let's switch to creatable first. And get that clock. Switch back to on hand. And hit update. We're not going to put on that top hat, but we will put those on. And switch our mood to apathetic so it doesn't undo any of this when we adventure there first. We'll use that terminal enhance. We'll use our witches buff. Those all look good. Yep, those, all that stuff's good. We're not going to drink that wine though. That's only plus 10 to initiative, not really worth drinking. Well, we'll see. Maybe it's not a bad idea. That's the mentholated wine. Can we even use that? Must be able to, as it's showing up in the list. Right, that puts our initiative at 582. We'll put on our gravy boat. Let's go to our work shed. Fuel this sucker up. Alright, we'll do the plus 50 to initiative buff. Let's check this one more time. Make and drink one Feliz Navidad. Okay, let's see what the guide says. Our odds are 78% chance of modern zombies appearing. And we still have that one pull left, right? Alright, so yep, we'll do rub our genie bottle. And we're going to do plus 300% initiative for 20 adventures. You know what? Let's just double check and see, since we wasted our time not using anything, we'll want to see what else we get here. Yeah, we can use those for the stat buff if we need it. Alright, so let's go to the crypt, and we're going to go to the defiled alcove, and we should get only modern zombies here. There's one down. And you'll see with the gravy boat on, we are getting 6 points of evilness per kill. One more to go. Alright, and then we'll kill the conjoined zombie. And then we'll take out the boner Dagon in the heart of the crypt. And it should die pretty quick. Probably. Alright. It's safe to use the chest since we don't have to worry about it pushing us over to 14. Then we'll head back to the council, and let's go to the tower and grab the tests. All right, we got initiative, moxie, and hot damage. Our initiative is still at 906, so we're good to go for that one. So let's pull out our modifier maximizer and see what we have for hot damage. Coal shovel, impunity ring, a hot coal. That's enough to give us what we need before doing bend hell. If you don't have bend hell permed, it's a really good skill to use for this test. Doubles your elemental damage. So our current score is 65. We cast bend hell, and now we're at 130, which is more than enough to pull number 2 in that test. So let's enter that one, and then we will run this for moxie and see what we get. We'll just equip everything. Make sure you're not on the creatable option here if you ever hit equip all, because creating any equipment is going to cost you a turn, which is basically a waste when you're trying to place higher in the contest to avoid using turns. Alright, we'll use skin oil, extra potent gremlin mutagen, quiet desperation. Actually, let's cross streams and use that. And that should be enough there. We just need 600 in that stat to place as number 2. Could use a wish if we had one still to wish for some stats. We also could use that NPC consult, but we'll save that for after we free the king. And let's enter the smoothest adventurer contest. Make sure that you switch your stuff back to whatever you need for combat. And we're going to put our snow globe back on. Let's do the surgical apron, pentagram pants, cowboy boots. We'll just leave that where it is. And yeah, we're at 419 turns, so definitely not going to beat 420. If we hadn't made stupid mistakes yesterday, that would have helped with doing better. Alright, we'll kill the Tasmanian Dervish. What is this thing? What you mean? Who is this thing? Wait. And then Shonri the con man. Is this the contest, please? I don't care about your stupid contest, lad. I'm here to steal stuff. Not very good Connery impression, but whatever. Maybe I should just start slapping women if I'm trying to do a Sean Connery impression. She deserved it. It's a lavalier. Alright, let's go visit the registration desk and get our sash. If you were wondering, it maxes out at plus 100. It goes based on how many ascensions you have. Until you hit 100, then it's maxed out. Alright, let's do it, Frank. Let's switch to our tot, put on our candy corn costume, and our love earrings. And the guide will tell you over here how you're doing on your elemental resistance. If you need more, we're good to go. So we're going to go into the maze and do the opposite of what Frank recommends each time until we can escape the maze. And we should have all our keys. So let's go to the tower door and let's unlock each of these locks. Let's go ahead and close that out. And then we'll open the door because we can't stay there anymore and go to the first level of the tower. Use the beehive on the wall skin. Then let's swap out our candy corn costume for a pirate costume. And then recall that we also forgot another thing that we could have done to increase our meat drops. And that's using the mumming trunk, which we stupidly forgot to use. And we're going to dress up our Ta as the captain. And puts our meat drops at 810. That should be plenty to do the wall of meat in one turn. Restore HP first, and then go take out that wall of meat. Looks like that was the last of the meat. Yeah, he's right. The stairs to the next floor are clear. And we already have the boning knife, so we will take out that wall of bones. And then let's just smash that mirror. You acquire 7 years bad luck. Big deal. Alright, let's put on our sash. And we'll just do our mace. Get that Ta out of here. Restore HP. And then hit that tower level 5. We'll do a filthy poultice and some gauze garters. And then we'll swap that out to dual gauze garters. And let's finish off the shadow one more round there. There we go. Alright. We are ready to face the sorceress. Let's micrometeorite her rear and then take a meteor shower real quick, and then we'll lunge at her a couple times here. Ooh, let's just hit her. There we go. Uh-oh. You got ugly fast. There we do another micrometeorite. Meteor shower. And then let's hit her a couple times. And then she's going to turn to that little cocktail wiener sausage, whatever it is. And she dies. There's our instant karma for being level 13. And we get our other piece of standard gear. And maybe we shouldn't free the king yet. 431. Not good enough. Before we free the king, let's check out PvP and see. PvP and see. Bear Verb Orgy Adventure. What is that? I'm not even sure what they're talking about. Who has defeated the most bosses? Most things eaten? Whose outfit is most in touch with their inner bear? I wonder if wearing the bear arms would affect that. So it's bear season. Alright, I'm not going to worry about doing the PvP turns first. We'll just go ahead and let the king out of his prison. And my snapshot runs as soon as I break the prism, so we got to wait for that to run before we get the little victory message that Frank will give us before he goes and disappears into the gash. Alright, so there we go. That's a 2-day softcore standard run in roughly 2 hours a day. And we spent about 431 turns. Not our fastest softcore standard run we've done this year, but it's not too bad. I doubt the DB has already updated, but let's just check. Yeah, see, our last one was almost the same. It was 433. Let's just check the leaderboard and see how that is looking. So 431, we're going to tie for 52nd place. Yay. We are number 52. Except for I have number 45 slot still. Why is there? Oh, I see. Okay, anyway. So I hope this shows you all that you can definitely do fast runs without spending an entire workday's worth of hours on KOL each day. Not that there's anything wrong with being on more, but if you don't have time for that, you can still do it this way and farm that standard gear. And you get a decent amount of karma as well for doing the softcore standard runs. So that's it. I'm going to go burn the rest of these turns on bullcrap that doesn't matter before reascending and starting over on probably a hardcore run or something like that. We'll see. So let me know if you're doing better in the comments. I always like to see people do better than me, especially if I help them get there. And of course, subscribe, please, if you haven't already, so you can continue getting updates when I do more of these things. For example, we should be getting a item of the month soon here, and we'll be checking that out in a future video to see what all the ins and outs are of that item of the month. And we're still waiting for the mysterious boxing to open up. So if you're excited about that, then stay tuned, because we will be unboxing those in a video so you can see exactly what you get when you unbox several dozen of those. Anyway, that's it. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.